Reach to link the fire ending. Wait, are there multiple endings in the game? What the hell? Well, I mean, I suppose I finished the game. Goddamn. Hell yeah, I beat Dark Souls. I complained my way through the game. It's over. I mean, honestly, I think, like, my general opinion on Dark Souls, if I would, like, give it a rating, I would say, like, 7, 7.5. Mostly because this game has so many good ideas. And playing this game, I can see how influential it has been. How influential it would be. I don't know if there were other games like this before this, but Dark Souls, to me, is so much more than difficulty. It's like puzzle solving in a way that is really rare to see in a game. I think when people talk about Souls-likes, right? The most ignorant people, so to speak, just think like a difficult game, oh, so it's a Souls-like. But Souls-likes, especially when I play Dark Souls, is so much more about difficulty. Like, Jedi Fallen Order is a Souls-like because of the way the combat works. It's like parrying, dodging, the same healing mechanics, like losing your experience when you die, which in Fallen Order it's experience instead of souls, you know? Those mechanics, those combat mechanics, that is what I would call a Souls-like. If it has the exact same combat mechanics, and overall it has some decent difficulty, some decently difficult enemies, decently difficult bosses and stuff. This game is so much more than just the combat and the enemies. Like, as you can probably see, most bosses are just a joke in this game. They're not that difficult. But this game is just so much more. Like, first of all, I love the map. I thought this was a linear game, and I still think it's a linear game. But I would say it's like semi-open world-ish. Like, the map is awesome in this game. I love the map. But a lot of things require problem solving, which, I mean, I know I looked some stuff up because I got irritated a little bit sometimes. But there's definitely an element of like problem solving required. But most importantly, like, the world feels alive, and there are so many like hidden secrets. I think that's the most important thing about Dark Souls, the amount of hidden secrets there are in the game. Like, I've looked some stuff up here and there, obviously, like, to get me through it, but also outside of the game, to see, like, what people think about it, try to at least look stuff up that's non-spoilery. And, like, I think a good example is, like, the random helmet that I had to use in Tomb of the Giants. I think the helmet I was supposed to go into, like, the lava area where Bed of Chaos was. That's, I think, where I got it. Like, they're just random items you get in one place that are suddenly useful in another place. You know? I've like looked up a guide for like Dark Souls easy modes. Like while I was playing. Like, I want to be clear. I have not followed a guide playing this. I've not followed Dark Souls easy mode while playing this. I just skimmed through it quickly. But I've heard like with the bell gargoyles, for example, you can like hire 2 men to fight them for you. And I'm like, what? You can do that? Like, it's stuff like that. There's so much to it. And in that sense, it's also a true RPG. There are just multiple ways to go about the same thing. That is what to me what an RPG should be. That is what I like about it. This game is so much more than difficulty. But to me, and this is I think the biggest issue, is it's not always implemented very well. Like a lot of, obviously I hate the runbacks. Runbacks take too long.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of stuff was too easy in my in my opinion. Like bosses were too easy. A lot of enemies were like a joke and stuff.
And in this land,
I'll just let this play.
the undead are corralled and led to the north.
Okay.
Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
The end of the world? What? It's just like we're now gonna see a new player. This is where I started. Yeah, this is me.
This is your fate.
Yeah. And according to the achievement, the game seems to have multiple endings. I remember this. This is the starting room. I remember this. Yeah. This is where it all started. Isn't this like something called New Game Plus or something? I can play a little bit, see where it goes. But I already got the credits. So in my eyes, I beat the game. I don't know how much more there is. I'll just check it out. If it's too much of the same, I'll just quit probably. But I want to talk a little bit more. I think like runbacks are too long. Like I've seen there are multiple ways to solve the darkness problem in Tomb of the Giants, but the idea that you need a random item from a random place and need to remember that you need that item in that spot specifically is kind of weird. Like the new Lando healer told me about the abyss, but then I forgot about it, and then it's just like, yes, sorry, you were supposed to remember it, and like I can't remember all that stuff. Like it's a little rough around the edges, and I think in that way there are a lot of improvements to make. I guess the execution wasn't the greatest. Like it's still a good game. I'm not gonna say this like very good. My biggest issue are still the runbacks. Oh yeah, and the bosses. Like the bosses were way too easy, like all of them. I can't think of a single boss that was actually difficult. Bosses had good ideas. They were all really gimmicky, but a lot of them didn't feel satisfying to beat, and some of them were just plain bad because they were gimmicky. But this game is pretty cool. It's a good game. I don't think it's like a great game best of all time. I definitely think some people like overhype it. Maybe some parts of the game are just not for me. I'm willing to accept that stuff like runbacks, other people enjoy it much. A lot more. I have also heard Elden Ring is a lot better about it. That Elden Ring has has a lot shorter runbacks, which I'm happy with. Ain't no way I'm gonna die here, you stupid asylum demon idiot. Demon's Great Hammer, what the hell is that now? Why are the lights on? The lights were on before, were they? Okay, I'm just gonna summarize my main points. I think the game has some great ideas. I think not every idea is executed really well. I think some ideas could have been executed better. The bosses are a joke. The bosses are way too easy. The bosses are gimmicky, which means that some bosses are kind of stupid and are kind of bad. I'm spending a lot of time in boss fights, but that is mostly because of runbacks. And I think the runbacks are really annoying. Difficulty is not what makes something just a Souls-like. And this game is so much more than what most people would call a Souls-like. And that's something I really can appreciate from Dark Souls. I expected something simple, but like after playing Neo, after playing Jedi Fallen Order, like it's not that this game is overshadowed by those games. Like so many of these like Souls-like capture the element of the combat. But what they failed to capture is the world building. What they failed to capture is the amount of secrets in the world. What they failed to capture is insane amounts of interactions between stuff. At least my shrine is back now. And that guy is back. I think I've made my opinion of this game clear. Damn, I still suck. Like even the final boss was a joke, right? The first 2 times I died, then I just parried him to death. Most of the difficulty in this game comes from its tedium and not its difficulty, in my opinion. Like, I wish there was more difficulty and less tedium, so to speak. The tedium comes from walking long ways back without making a single mistake, you know? That is tedium. Gorgeous view ahead. Are people just gonna write that everywhere? Hey, I finally have Estus Flask 3. Are you guys proud of me? Thank you for watching. This was Dark Souls. And goodbye. This is New Game Plus, right? And I was planning to be done with the game. I found out that there are a lot of like secrets that I missed. And I kind of want to go back and try to explore some of these secrets. I've written a few things down. I want to try to explore most covenants and try to beat all the good bosses. What I'm gonna do is the Chaos Servant Covenant. I'm gonna find that one. I want to find the Princess Guard Covenant. Defeat Crossbreed Priscilla. Defeat Dark Sun Gwendolyn. Discover Path of the Dragon Covenant. Discover Blade of the Dark Moon Covenant. Okay, Path of the Dragon Covenant is in the Poison Swamp apparently. And the rest is all in Orlando. So, I suppose we go there.